Moving on to our next session, the AI moment in context and creative personalization in partnership with Silverpush. Can I please invite Rahul Joshi, National Sales Director, India, on stage to explore AI's transformative impact on advertising, driving engagement and brand recall. Before he starts, I just want to put out the fact that we're going to have a coffee break after this, so sit still. I see a lot of people networking and meeting and leaving the room. Don't do that. Just sit tight. We have a really interesting session by Rahul. And please occupy the tables in front first. You don't have to go and sit behind like a humble person. This is for you. Come on. Over to you, Rahul.
Thank you. Is this on? Can everyone hear me? All good. So thank you so much for being part of my session. I know sessions post-lunch before the coffee break can be dicey, especially because we have the Smarties Gala night that follows. And plus, there's a sales guy on stage, so there's going to be a pitch. But don't worry, I'm going to try and keep this as relevant and as interesting and engaging as possible. So essentially, the topic here, that's the AI moment in context and creative. AI has always been a part of our lives, right? We've been exploring with it, experimenting with it over the past, 8, 10 years. But when you look at AI today, and I spoke at the MMA Global India event that was held in Gurgaon a few months earlier, a lot of conversations with brands over there were also circling around the real possibilities of infusing AI in our day-to-day activities and work that we do. So I thought of keeping this session really crisp and short and really focus on relevant use cases where I could really bring out those use cases and solutions to certain issues and challenges that we face in our day-to-day life and really see how you can use AI and how advanced AI can help us. This is my favorite slide, honestly, in the whole presentation. What you see on the bottom of the graph there is basically what we've been doing over so many years, which is your standard video ad targeting, which is keyword targeting, audience segmentation, rich media, all of this so that you can not only reach out to the right target audience, but also you can make an impact with that target audience, right? But with AI coming into the picture, there is just so much more that you can do with respect to bringing in more efficiencies and pushing off optimization to AI so that you have more free time to ideate and create more, right? So that's where the top part of the graph is, which is AI-powered creatives and AI-powered context. And I'm going to harp upon both these points in my presentation. Let's talk about how AI is transforming and how brands are targeting. When you talk about contextual advertising or really defining the kind of creative or the content that you want your brand to be present on, before this, when we used to do standard ad targeting with audience data, etc., there was always this hope that you reach out to the right user at the right moment, right? With AI, now there's hyper-contextualization that's possible where you can actually define the kind of content that you want your ads to be placed on in a very, very granular fashion. So think about when you're planning for your campaigns and when you're actually deciding your target audience, you can now actually define the kind of content that your ads can be placed on and actually identify the right moments when your TG is going to be on that content so that that really creates that entire omni-channel ecosystem for you to reach out to those users. On platforms like YouTube, and YouTube is a classic example because, 14 billion videos, I know, I'm just going to say hundreds of millions of videos on YouTube for you to choose from for your ad to be placed on. And really, when you do channel level targeting, when you do audience level targeting or define audiences, there's hope that you reach out to the right user at the right time on the right content or the right video, but it's very difficult to ascertain that. So AI can now do video level analysis where you can actually identify very, very specific contexts, you can identify very, very specific semantics, you can identify or you can check the channel authenticity, and you can identify video metrics and take care of brand safety as well. All of this can be done on YouTube in a fraction of a second by advanced AI and actually create a content bucket for you even before your campaign goes live. So that's the power of AI, where there is a lot of focus now on predefining certain aspects of your campaign that were left to hope or left to chance. On the open web, the story is a little different, and again, a classic example, one of my favorites. So when you look at the word dates, a date can be something that you eat, it can be date in the context of today's date and time, or it can be a date which is, two people meeting, right? So if today you had to target date as a keyword or use date as a keyword and really use that in our digital ecosystem, a date can actually be a relevant keyword for Tinder to be, to place an ad on a particular article that has date as a keyword because, yeah, the process is correct, right? That's what it means and that's what it does. But at the same time, if you use something like NLP, which is natural language processing, to actually predefine and pre-screen content on the open web, you can avoid such mistakes. You can really, really predefine what kind of articles are speaking the language that you want to. Also take care of brand safety in the moment. If there is any negative content on that article in itself can be negated. And again, I'm really harping on the word article because with advanced AI, you have the power to actually look at specific articles and not look at a publisher or a website as a whole. So using NLP and using advanced AI, there's a very, very real possibility of you to pre-screen every article or every content that's available on the internet and then place your ads in a very methodical way. There are certain things that are now possible with advanced AI, especially on, again, a platform like YouTube, or even when you look at video advertising as a whole. This particular example here, let me just move so that everybody can see it. So you've got three examples of video ads over here, right? All of these video ads are targeted towards moms. But again, with advanced AI, you have the option of changing your CTAs dynamically, even on a platform like YouTube. So for example, if it's a modern wellness advocate mom, you can actually change the dynamic CTA to shop now. And that's something that the system will do. It's not something that you manually have to input. The advanced AI will recognize what kind of TG you're reaching out to and then change the CTAs accordingly so that the ultimate result of the campaign is better, so that the message is received by the right TG in the right manner at the right moment. So for trendy moms, it can be, say, buy now. For home educators, it can be explore. Very, very important. So again, a classic issue today, and it has been a challenge, obviously, to negate and include content that's related to kids or targeted to kids, right? So for example, let's take a classic scenario. Say Mondelez makes chocolates, and they want to target kids. So at the end of the day, they would want to include all content on YouTube that's essentially consumed by kids. At the same time, say for example, Durex would want to exclude all content that's consumed by kids because they make products for adults. So with AI, you can actually now very, very positively and deterministically include and exclude whatever content that you want, again, on walled gardens and off walled gardens both. So essentially what you're doing then is really ensuring that there's a very, very granular level of brand safety at a article level or at a video ID level, while at the same time you're reaching out to your right target audience. And this whole exercise really is to make sure that your ad impressions are not wasted, and there's 100% relevancy in what you do. So sorry, it's pressing the wrong button. Last but not least, when it comes to hypercontextual placements, there is a lot of focus on brand safety now, that you can make sure that all the content that you pre-select for your campaign is already brand safe. So there is a lot of pre-screening that can be done, again, on and off walled gardens. You may be working with third-party brand safety providers to block content, etc. But with advanced AI, there's a real possibility of now you negating it and knowing about negative content even before your campaign goes live. So all of this that I'm talking about happens at a pre-planning stage, rather than you coming to know that something's wrong in your campaign, post the campaign going live, and then corrective measures being taken. The second aspect of my presentation is how the creative bit, right? How AI is transforming how brands are communicating. We've been experimenting this for a long time now, and when I say we, I'm talking about the digital advertising industry as a whole. But with advanced AI coming into picture, there's just so much scope to, to change CTAs, to change creatives. Rohit also spoke about DCO and the difference between DCO and AI, and that's exactly what this slide talks about. So the 4 creatives that you see on the right-hand side of the screen are essentially interactive creatives where either we've tried to shorten a user journey or we've tried to create a new user journey within the video ad itself so that the user doesn't leave the video window at any given point in time. All efforts to sort of use AI to supercharge creatives are to make sure that the attention span of a user on your creative goes up, the time spent on the creative goes up, and at the end of the day, a lot of blood and sweat goes into making a creative so to ensure that the ad doesn't get or the creative doesn't get ignored. One more thing that advanced AI has enabled us to do today is really create conversational AIs, right? And I'm saying conversational AIs and not just chatbots because we've been doing chatbots for a while now. Conversational AI is a chatbot that's supercharged and connected to the internet, or connected to the cloud. So essentially what happens is the user really gets to have a human-like conversation with, with an AI version of the product or the brand itself. So today what's possible is that you can actually create, and the example that you see for H&M on the right-hand side, speaks about that. So you create a window where you're chatting with, an AI assistant that can actually pull in feeds from, say, the official YouTube channel of the brand, the official website of the brand, the official social media pages, etc. All of that gets pulled in, and that's information that's passed on to the user as and when queries come up. So this is a very, very powerful tool that can actually help in not only driving awareness and reach, but also real performance. Okay, I have a small case study to play. This is probably a 2-minute video, but I'd love it if you pay attention because this is really interesting. One of the best campaigns that we've done at Silverpush and very close to my heart because I personally executed it. So please have a look.
Do you remember the questions you had when you bought your current car? The driving force would undoubtedly be features, but do you also remember the hustle you went through to get those details? The automotive industry is a competitive landscape where brands spend millions on advertising to drive users to their doorstep. However, traditional video ads lack engagement. The dry and uninspired representation of features ignites a spark of curiosity, but does it solve it? Audi, a luxury segment brand in the automobile industry, faced a similar challenge for the launch of their new electric wonder. They wanted to opt for a conversational automation strategy to drive customer engagement. Audi partnered with Silverpush to leverage their advanced dynamic video optimization solution, Crafters. Automobile consumers spend approximately 14 hours on online research, visiting an average of 4.2 websites before making a decision. Crafters, an interactive chatbot, streamlined user research, promptly addressing consumer queries in real time for faster decision-making. And the results were amazing. Audi received an outstanding response. The most tapped interaction across car features was charging. The overall engagement rate soared to 9.2%, with a click-through rate of 2.56%. Moreover, the campaign answered over 2 locked queries and achieved an impressive 86% viewability. The EV revolution is here, and Audi is leading the way with the e-tron.
So there are, hundreds of use cases that we've built over a period of 12 years of our existence at Silverpush, and we really like to work very closely with brands to create stories and really look at supercharging campaign KPIs, right? So that's our team, and we're all here today. More than happy to interact with you, more than happy to discuss some very relevant use cases and impart any kind of solutions that we can. Thank you for listening.